is amazing. Oh, it's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters.
It's motorsport, but not as you know it. Test yourself and your everyday road car. Safe, affordable, but most of all, fun. And all you need is your daily driver. Experience the thrill of a sprint day. Race against the clock at a hill climb. Or test your reflexes with an auto test. It takes just 3 simple steps to get started. Get on the start line. Search Motorsport Australia Daily Driver today.
Fishies in a row. They're here to make a point and to do Eddie proud. They fan out in the background as they come down to turn 1 for the first time. It all looks pretty good, 2 by 2. We'll stop the camera here. Oh, Eddie would be proud, mate. That was awesome run around turn 1. But, oi! Contact with the Fishies.
He's made it through. It doesn't look like Angus has made it, but Thomas Freeman's made it through, and Angus is going to suffer the crowd coming through there to be able to turn his car around.
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride, whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride.
ride with Shannon's.
Call 134646 for a quote.
And they are off. It was a good start from Dylan De Bono. I think Phil Vella got a great start there in the background as well. You can see already cars going 5, 6 wide as they're trying to find any semblance of space. They come into T1. So far we've got 2, 3 wide as they snake down. It's Michael Conchar that's got around Dylan De Bono. A couple of cars going wide there. Was that a bit of contact in the back? Scott Pocock caught up in that, I think, there, buddy. But it's Michael Cuttajar's got past, so Dylan... light is coming out and we're about to get going, and we have a green light and a very slow start for the 86s, but they are moving out there on the grid. It would be very interesting to see exactly which driver can capitalise on this first lap. Just go through the grid. Look like Jamie Christensen had a really awesome start to get ahead of Dylan De Bono, and Doug Gowage also jumped his teammate as well, so unfortunately Dylan stalled the car a little bit more than what he preferred. But
Weekend in, weekend out, Motorsport Australia officials are making waves. From waving flags, waving cars through pit lane, or responding to a wave for help. Wave hello to new lifelong friends. Who knows, you might just make waves around the world. Ride the first wave. Search Motorsport Australia officials today.
Still great classes of car, and if you are able to, if you're coming up the ranks on iRacing through the licenses, it's a fantastic sort of laneway into prototype driving, going from that GT3 up through the prototype classes. As the safety car pulls in, we get ready to go green as we come up towards the line. Edwards, Hasler, who's going to get the jump down to turn 1, or will any of the Fishies, any of the Piranhas in behind them, assault them down towards
green and they're off.
First lap? Let's go here.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannon's.
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover,
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
This is amazing. Oh, it's clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down to the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanek and Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't committed, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can Dodds just absolutely think about it. It's a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome finally back to Sim Racing World TV here on a Friday night for the Warren Brown Tools IMSA Series, which is now the Warren Brown Tools IMSA GTD Series, as after some conversations, some meetings, and some thoughts from admin about, we have decided to get rid of the prototype class for this series and go back to just GTD racing here on Friday nights. I'm your commentator here tonight, Hamish Munro, joined once alongside again by Stefanie Piccoli. Stefanie, good to be back here on a Friday night. Good to be back here with you. We're at a track, obviously, that is well known for GT and sports car racing in Le Mans ahead of the Majors 24 this weekend, so giving some drivers a good opportunity to practice for this series. I just realised my Facebook is still open, so we'll get that fixed up. But no, good to be back and good to have all this racing action back on screen once again.
Yeah, it's I haven't known what to do with myself on a Friday night the last couple of weeks. It's been a bit out of whack. Not used to it, having a Friday night. To not do anything, so it's good to be back. Awesome track, some new cars out there, GT3s, new series. Bring it on.
Of course, the introduction of not only the Mustang GTD car, but also the Corvette C8 as well, which is going to be great to get a nice little showcase of those cars here tonight. The majority of the field have gone for new cars here in this one. We're getting our overlays just all mixed up here. They just decided to have a little sook on as soon as we went live. It's just, it's one of those things. Sam saying whole volume of broadcast sounds kind of low. Have you tried turning up your stream, Sam, just in case? Because the volumes are all the same as they always are. I have not made any changes for any of them. Track sounds could be because of cameras. But just double check your actual stream volume is set correctly. That may be the issue on hand. There we go. Got everything back up again. And as I said, great to be back here. We've listed it as round 7, Steph, mainly because I forgot to change it to round 1 since it's only a little 3 or 4 week series. But we'll leave it as round 7. It's week 7 of SRW, and we'll just say we're continuing on this series without the prototypes, and it's all for a bit of fun now. No sheep stations involved. Just some testing of some cars and having some good times around some phenomenal racing circuits as well.
Yeah, it's pretty odd. It's like a continuation, I guess, in a way. Just sort of gotten rid of the GTPs. And start from scratch again.
Pretty much. Hopefully the GTs don't go out how they did midway through last year. Hopefully we continue this series on, or find another series that we can run next season. Sam also saying hopefully no rain tonight. I didn't actually check the radar on if we would actually be getting some here tonight. I'll have to double check it. Yeah, the clouds are a bit of coverage on the clouds. Just going to check this session. No chance of rain tonight, so should be clean, clear running. For these cars on the track. Mark, Porsche Cup is one of the series that is being discussed. It's going to depend on how many sign-ups we can get for this series, if this series was to go forward, but all the conversations are going to be had in the background of what is going to be running on the Friday night, whether it's GTDs or whether it's Porsche Cup or anything else maybe we might be running as well. There's also talks of a new free series that'll be getting run to help introduce people to SRW on Sunday afternoons around about 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time or Vic, New South Wales time. So the info would be coming out for that as well if anyone's interested. It'll be just a nice little fun series, nothing ultra serious. Again, just a nice little intro to SRW. Have a bit of fun on the Sunday afternoons. That'll be starting up in Season 3 and all the details will be getting sorted out in the off-season as well. But the last, Steph, a big test for these drivers. It wasn't too long ago we were actually here for the IMSA Shadow Series, but going to be a good opportunity for these drivers to practice out these cars if any of them are going into the majors tomorrow for the 24-hour here at Le Mans. And then Watkins next week, the day before the Watkins Glen 6-hour. Again, good opportunity to get some race practice, and then we finish it all out at Belle Isle, which we were initially going to do for the IMSA Series. So it's going to be good to have all these opportunities to showcase these cars, some really, really good tracks, but also get some good racing out of it as well, where nothing's really on the line for the drivers. It's come out, have some fun, and have a crack in some great cars.
Yeah, look, these when they sort of shadow the major events, it's always good to sort of use those as a practice. You're amongst other people. You can try and hopefully you'd have a setup sorted out by now. Use that as a tester to see how many sort of laps you'd get out for your fuel or how your tyres wear, that sort of thing. It's always good to do stuff like that. I know I've done that myself in previous times. It's always good to get out there and have a go before the main event.
So just before we get into qualifying here, I just have to double check that I have actually muted my radio in iRacing. I'm not 100% sure if I did ever since I got out of another session previously, so I'll quickly fix that and get everything up on the screen. Luckily for us, it's a long warm-up lap, so it gives us the opportunity, thought so. That one, get everything ready to go. But luckily for us, it's a long lap. It's a long warm up for the drivers before their crack at qualifying. And it's on 15 minutes of qualifying. So gone are the days of the 30-minute qualifying sessions. Back down to 15 minutes just for the one class of cars, and everyone's going to want to be getting a lap in pretty early here because they're not going to get so many opportunities. Probably only about, I want to say, maybe 5. It's maybe 5 opportunities at a lap. Actually, no, only be 4 because of the outlap as well. So,
the outlap.
Yeah,
wouldn't be many.
No, it wouldn't. So it's going to be crucial they can get a clean lap together. Although it wouldn't be so bad if they didn't get a lap in, because starting from the back can actually sometimes pay you dividends at Le Mans. But we'll have to wait and see. Andrew's saying I just registered, so hopefully get on and join in next week, or hopefully be able to get you in here, Andrew. As everyone begins to run around. We got a good amount of drivers here tonight as well, Steph, about 26 or 25 odd drivers out there. So we're finally up on some good numbers for once in the Friday night series. So it's good to see and good to have them out there once again. But let us know, guys, if you've tried out the Porsche, not the Porsche, the Vet or the Mustang. I'm losing my brain already. If you've tried out the Corvette or the Mustang already, or both, what is your preference? I know we were speaking about it pre-race tonight, Steph, and you were a Corvette preferred person. You're on the Corvette side of things. One thing that I found is I think the Mustang with a good setup will be exceptional. It's a bit taily on like a baseline. Really need to get a good setup in there to settle that rear end, and you'll be absolutely laughing it up. I think when I was driving the Vet, it's very tight in the front end. You can lose the rear end sometimes, but it does feel very tight, but it's very understeery as well. So again, if you can get a good setup on it, get some turning on it, it'll be absolutely rapid. I don't know if you encountered the same problem I did. I found that in the Mustang, you can be turning mid-corner, go to put the power on, and all of a sudden the traction control kicks in and absolutely cuts the power to nothing. And it ruins your run.
Notice that.
Yeah,
yes.
It ruins your run through the corner.
The other thing I noticed with the new Mustang and Corvette, which I'm not overly a fan of, is the delay in downshifting. You can't downshift as quick in those two cars as you can.
That'll be what gear stack you've got in. So that would depend on the gear stack, whether it's the short stack, the FIA stack, or the Daytona/Le Mans stack. It changes how, and also your clutch plates and stuff like that changes how you how your downshifting goes and stuff. Mustang TC is horrific. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The traction control is atrocious, and I think if you can get a good setup on it where you can run it without traction control but keep that rear end planted, it'll be a fantastic car because you'll be able to push it through corners being a front engine. And you just got to be able to get it gripped up. That's the only issue with it that I found already. But it is a fun car to drive. Both of them have been very, very good. but they are going to be setup dependent, I think, going forward. Maybe with a bit of BOP, it might be a bit different, but again, that comes down to how the car's going to get set up, as drivers are going to be able to start their first flying laps here with Harry Dodds currently second on the road as well.
Yeah, I kind of just touching on sort of like a comparison as to what you could compare it to. The Mustang reminds me quite a bit of the AMG.
Ironically, though, we call the AMG a front engine. It's technically a mid-engine car.
Yeah.
Because it's behind the front axle.
That's right. Yeah.
So technically the Mustang is a mid-engine car, so which is quite interesting. But it's weighted like a front engine.
Yeah, it's bizarre how they've done it.
Yeah, I've never had the opportunity to drive the Merc. I don't even own the Merc yet, funnily enough. It's not like the Beamer, I will say that much. It's not like the Beamer. And the Beamer's finally actually had some BOP about it now, thanks to the Nürburgring 24 hours, so it actually feels a lot nicer than recently, especially around Daytona. But yeah, I think the Mustang is it's almost its own thing at this point. It's kind of its own blueprint, where we mentioned the Corvette is pretty much a Ferrari 2.0 in how it drives and how it feels, and it's how it's laid out. They're a very, very similar type of car. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how these things develop. I think Daytona next year is going to be very interesting, with the possibility of the new McLaren as well as the Lamborghini LMDH/GTP car possibly coming in as well prior to that event. So that'll be an interesting one for sure, as well as Petit Le Mans at Road Atlanta too, and how the cars actually handle those circuits and how drivers are able to get them set up. But by that point though, they'll be well adversed in how to set these cars up. There'll be a heap of setups available to them, and they probably would have spent a lot of time on track with them as well. It's just weird when they're fresh and you've got no idea what to do with them.
Yeah, it takes you a little bit to get used to them. Yeah, being so new, but it's always good to have new toys.
That's right. That's right. As soon as my iRacing finished on Wednesday morning at like 2 a.m. No, it wasn't even 2 a.m. I think it was like 1 a.m. I'm like, right, purchase them. Let's get the Saxon ring as well. All right, let's go for a crack. So,
that's it. Why not?
But luckily for me, I was able to actually, once the update was out, but they were fixing the servers and stuff around about midnight, I'm like, I'll just install the update then. So as soon as I buy them, it's literally just download them and you're ready to go.
Yeah. Nice and easy.
That's it. So a couple of times, going to be coming in very, very soon. Daniel Harris looks to be the fastest car on track at the moment. He's had 3 purple sectors throughout the third. Oh, he's just lost it in the 4th, but also now the 5th as well. Lewis Greathead is the fastest through the 2nd, and Hodgkinson is the fastest through the last sector, although I don't think his time has actually counted here in qualifying for whatever reason, as it has not gone up on the board, so he must have copped a slowdown possibly at some point. Doddsy, though, looks to lead this massive train up towards the line in his Corvette. I believe he has Daniel Harris up the road for him. He's just gone purple in the 5th sector, so he looks pretty pacey already, but Dean Mackay's just pipped him there from TriStar in the background. So times are going to be coming in quick and fast. We're already at the halfway point of the session, so it looks like we may only even get 3 laps in it, Steph. May not even be 4.
Yeah, it's I think it sort of depends on how they've gone out with their outlaps and whatnot, how slow they're taking them or how quick they're taking them. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get that many in. It might be only sort of two quicks and an out. Or yeah, 2.5 quicks and an out. Potentially.
Phenomenal circuit to go racing on a Friday night. Let us know if you guys have signed up for the Majors 24 tomorrow, as the first time's coming in now. Daniel Harris goes pole position with a 356.15. Greathead P2 with a 356.91, 8/10 off the pole time. Sorry, Dean Mackay P3 with a 357.19, Warboys with a 57.62, Dodds with a 58.86, and Dyke 58.95. No one else has been able to set a time yet here in qualifying just yet. Good to have the resident American Sean Benici back out on track with us once again. Out of his Lambo and into the Corvette, so we'll see how that does for him here in the Frog Leap Juice Racing machine. Greg Barber in his Blackout OPR Merc. It's weird seeing Greg not in a Porsche, but he's gone P2 with a 3:56.51. Feely's done a 4-minute dead. Same with Edwards as well. As the time, actually no, Edwards has gone 4:08, so he's a little bit off the pace there in that car. So time's going to come in, as we said. A couple of drivers yet to set a time here in qualifying, including Troy Dooley, Callan Hodgkinson, Robert Crow as well. Mark Cochran's yet to go out on track, same with Josh King. Shane Newland's yet to set a time, as well as our mate Leakey, who we're having a good chat to prior to the race. Trav Daly, Daniel Byrne as well in his Ferrari, Jamie Davis, Rock Kelly, Josh Clifton, as well as Benici, as we mentioned, yet to set times here in qualifying.
Yeah, it's interesting. It might be a bit of a tactic there. One out, or I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of drivers have joined the session and then they've left. I saw Chris Tomlin join, but I think he's left and gone to do something else. Whether he's trying to get back for the race or not, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, looks like he's left the session.
Yeah, so he might be trying to get back if he's gone for another race, possibly. I'm not 100% sure. Daniel Harris, though, looks to get some good pace in already here. He's already gone 3 more purples here, but gone orange in the seconds. This could be a great lap. We'll go on board with him here for the rest of his lap. We'll get a nice little showcase of the vet. We'll put the sound up so you can appreciate it, and then we'll return. And then in the race, we're going to go for a lap with a Mustang at some point as well. So enjoy the lap here, and we'll be back very, very shortly with Daniel Harris on board. Daniel's going to come across the line. Great to get a little preview of what it's like on board with the vet. You know, a lot of people have been saying Mustang sounds really good. I still think the Corvette sounds great as well. For a rear-engine V8, it sounds exceptional when you're on board with it. He's gone with a 3:55.56, almost a second faster than Barb's at the top end of town here, and Harris looks to put a claim at this mini championship we have running for the end of this season, Steph.
Yeah, he's definitely putting the gauntlet down for the guys.
Interesting to see how they compare and how they try and challenge him here as well. You know, although in saying that, pace is not always the best thing. Take one mistake and the whole race, as we've seen not only last night with the 8.6s, but also Wednesday with the F3s as well, which are absolute chaos.
So. Yeah, look, you got to be smooth. You got to be consistent. A lot of the time, consistency is the key. Yeah, and being sort of smooth on inputs, acceleration, braking, steering, not being too jerky. All those kinds of things come into a factor. Obviously, you always want to be quick, but you never know what's going to happen ahead. You know, it could be a massive incident or whatnot, but it does help.
It might be the endurance racer's mindset of mine to say I'd actually rather be consistently quick than to be outright quick. I'd rather be fast across all my laps. Now, whether that's a second or half a second or a second slower than the guy up the top end, even upwards of a second and a half sometimes, I'd rather be able to do my consistent 3:57s or 358s around Le Mans than trying to cut 355s every single lap and then binning it when I can't.
Yeah, that just sort of defeats the purpose of being an enduro, doesn't it?
That's right. And I'm not saying that Harris is going to do that. He might be able to run consistent 55, 56s.
That's
we
right.
don't know. He's unknown. I haven't seen him race before. So he's not only going to give us a preview of how fast you can be around here, he's also going to give us a preview of how he drives himself and how he is as a driver. So that'll be really, really good to see as well. And just, again, it's good little previews tonight. Good little opportunities to suss things up before next season. There's conversations of possible special events next year. I know we've been harping on about it and teasing it for a long time, but we're going to be putting it into action. We're going to be putting the front foot forward and putting trying to get the gears moving on it. Sean Medici in the chat saying, I ruined my lap. Daughter came in my room and scared me, lol. From the back it is.
Oh, no.
Sorry to hear that, Sean. Oh, why have they... Absolute ridiculous. We'll get that fixed up as we continue on here. Towards the end of qualifying, 15 minutes is up. This is going to be the last opportunity for these drivers to get their qualifying laps in. It is currently Daniel Harris in pole position as Stefan McCartan tries to finally set a time. He needs to update his paint. He's still got the old CXL look going on for his car here tonight. So we'll see what he can do here in qualifying. We have still got the data up, of course, so we can keep you updated on that one whilst we get this sorted. As he comes through, he's gone P7 on the road with a 358.10 here at the end of qualifying. Now, it's not a 45-minute race tonight, Steph. It's a 60-minute race, so we get a good length of racing here at Le Mans. Pretty much a stint in these cars. I don't know if they've actually limited fuel so we get a pit stop or not. I would say they would have, as they normally do. Because these cars on a regular tank of fuel can get an hour, so...
I don't think they have, actually, looking at this.
No pit stops then, unless they've made them compulsory. I'm not 100% sure. If anyone's out there who can let us know, whether it's Cinco or anyone else, please let us know in the chat. We'd love to get it from you as qualifying is coming to an end. Drivers are finishing off their times, including Blake Warboys of WKMP Sim Sports. Of course, Harry Dodds, who's just ahead of him here. Dean Mackay, Jamie Dyke, as well as Brock Kelly and Jake Edwards as well. Maybe add him into the list, and now this is probably going to
put you out of whack.
Yeah, it probably will. That's all right. It's all right. I like Jake. I used to race in my endurance series that I run. So. I actually didn't realise until a little while ago. I went back to watch a race. I'm like, oh, Jake actually raced in this. So,
there you go.
It's amazing what you find out. And another thing, I was telling, I think I was telling Stephen about the other day. I don't know if I said it on air, but I was watching back my Bathurst 1000 race from 2022 and found out that the Team SRW car with Greg Leake and Scott Rankin driving it were in my split.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. Wow, who would have thought, eh?
I know. And this was a good, would have been 4 or so months before I even started broadcasting, and then probably 6 or 7 months before I started broadcasting for SRW. So it's quite interesting how things can line up like that.
Yeah.
As drivers bring their cars into pit lane, end of qualifying is now done. No cars are out on track. 16 cars have set times in this session. The rest of the field were unable to get a time in here tonight for this race as we wait for everything to finish up and give us the starting grid for tonight's race for Le Mans for 1 hour of racing. Andrew Rushworth in chat. Sorry, Sean Manish saying it's all good. She wanted a hug, so it was worth it. And Sean saying no compulsory stop. Andrew saying, "Are you true? That's always worth starting from the back. Good luck tonight, Sean." So hopefully, good luck to all of our drivers out there tonight as well. Hopefully we don't get too many calamities, but I will say Wednesday was fun to call because of the amount of calamities that we did actually have on track. It made it a lot more spicy and gave a lot more for me and Cowie to talk about in terms of conspiracy theories for the race or what could happen or who could win from where. So everything, it was all just, we love an opportunity. That's kind of the basis of not only this race and these car choices, but also where we want to go forward. We want to be able to offer up opportunities to drivers to to do better and improve. And not only that, go racing with some new people that they may not have ever raced before or not known they'd actually raced against them before. So, you know, the opportunities coming quick and fast, you know, as I mentioned. Free series coming up next season. So if you want a taste of SRW, get around it. Come racing. It's like an hour-long session in the afternoon on Sundays, 4 p.m. Hour-long session. You know, 20 minutes of quali, couple of sprint, like couple little heat races. You're good as gold. You'll have a good old time.
Yeah.
There'll be we're lining up live RC for it as well, broadcasted, of course. So everything's, you know, you're going to be able to get so many opportunities coming into next season. And if you're signed up and you paid your subs and you want to race these other series as well, well, there's opportunities for those series as well, including supercars, F3s with the possibility, if we get enough sign-ups, we go to 2 splits, 8 sixes, which has been absolutely rocking with entries recently. And then Friday nights, which is either going to be GTs or Porsche Cup cars. We haven't really decided just yet. A couple of predictions coming into the chat already. Lewis to P1 lap 1. Let's go. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Daniel did have some great pace out there. So did Barbs and so did Brock. So we'll have to see how they go. Starting grid for tonight's race. Brad Hayes in the chat. Howdy all. Looking forward to watch these new Ferraris. Oh, sorry. I mean Corvettes. Lol.
Oh, Brad.
One of my favourite liveries on Trading Paints, and they backed it up again. One of my favourites was the Corvette livery on the Ferrari. So on the 598, on the 588, and then also on the 296. And then as soon as the Corvette came out, someone made a Ferrari livery for it, and it's on Trading Paints. And it's like, oh, you just live in the meme at this point. It's phenomenal. Oh. Starting grid for tonight's race, though, as we go racing here for the SRW TV Warren Brown IMSA GTD Series here tonight. I nearly said Shadow Series. I'm just used to saying it. Daniel Harris starts pole position ahead of Brock Kelly for P1 and 2 here tonight. Greg Barber, Lewis Greathead on the second row of the grid ahead of Josh Houghton and Dean Mackay on the third. Blake Warboy, Stefan McCartan make up the fourth row here tonight with Callan Hodgkinson and Harry Dodds making up the top 10. Jamie Dyke, Matt Feely then in behind them for Fishy and Blackout OPR with Mick Clifton and Troy Dooley in behind. Greg Leake, Wayne Edwards make up the top 16. Jake Edwards and Daniel Byrne on P8 17 and 18 with Travis Daly and Jamie Davis making up the top 20. Sean Medici, Josh King, Robert Crowe, Shane Newens make up the top 24 here tonight as we then scroll on back into, I don't know if Dylan's actually allowed to race it. I'm not 100% sure, but he did sign up. We'll see. Mark Cochran is out there. They're racing. Chris Tomlin, I don't believe, has made the start. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not even sure if Shane Newens has made the start. Oh, no, he is. He's on grid, so we'll see if Mark Cochran gets on grid as well.
Sorry, I think Mark's actually left the server.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Unfortunate. We will be getting a rolling start as well. Do you have a manufacturer's count? Okay, I'll give. There's 7 non-Corvette or Mustangs on track. I don't know the spread between Mustangs and Corvettes because it doesn't give me the car logo and SDK. They haven't updated it yet. So it looks like, I don't know if these guys are in the same team or if this is just a livery they found on Trading Paints. If they're the same team, then it's a front row lockout for them. But we'll have to wait and see. Andrew Ross saying Mark isn't racing, he's in a NASCAR truck race. Absolute blasphemy by Mark Cochran there.
There we go. That's why.
He gets a B- on this test.
Oh no. Marky Mark. What are we going to do?
I don't think we have any race controls in the session yet either, so this is going to be an interesting first couple of laps if we get anything that happens.
I heard Stefan actually having a chat to the guys before the race, so he was doing the pre-race briefing there.
Oh.
So I'm not sure if he's going to be doing it while he's out on track or what the go is tonight. But bit of fun, why not?
Brad Hayes saying, oh, don't bring up Test and Mark in the same sentence. It's his exam result, isn't it? He's upset about that. I don't know why these guys have gone single file. There should be 2 rows here for the starting procedure. It's almost like they've forgotten how to drive, being 2 weeks away.
I think it might be single file, is it? Not sure. You never know.
So we've had confirmation it's ticket system for tonight, so no live RC. So everyone who gets into an incident, I would say actually, it's a ticket system. What they should be doing, that they should also call out race control on a replay, and then someone saves the replay so they can go back and they have the exact point where they want it to be checked. You know, so if you get into a crash, you say race control car 22, for example. As they come around the final couple of corners, let's go racing for some GT action here at Le Mans. Harris leads them away to Kelly, Barber, Greathead, Houghton, Mackay for the top 6. Warboys, Hodgson, Dodds and Dyke in the top 10 here tonight. Up towards turn number 2 for the first time. Need to be careful under brakes through here. Up in our Grim Industries blimp as always, as they trickle their way through, trying to stay as clean as possible here off the race start. They look to have gotten away nice and clean, but they have all spread out. As I say that, though, Wayne Edwards has run it out a bit wide in the background here, and he's off the circuit at the moment, having let the whole field by.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate for him there at the back, Wayne. It's a tricky section, that first bit. I've always found it a bit tricky.
Yeah, it's one that can really catch a lot of drivers out, especially on the brakes, because of the amount of speed you carry around through turn 1. And then, you know, your tyres are cold, brakes are cold, you come into the corner for the first time, and you're trying to brake it where you've been braking during qualifying and in practice. I actually have to brake about 10 metres back or 50 metres back because the thing's not pulling up. As they come down into the Mulsanne chicane first time. Oh, good move there by Dean Mackay on Josh Houghton. Let him have it in the end, but racing from there. Cinco, how good is the Infinity Motorsport Corvette at the back of the field? But no, the Stang actually doesn't. I don't mind. I prefer the grey one though. Where's Ben? Yeah, there he is. I prefer that grey one over the red one. I'm going to be honest, but
they look good.
They do. A lot of good looking cars out there tonight. Oh no, I think Dodsy's had a moment. No, he's only just gone for the pass. They're not even down at the corner yet. I was like, oh, he's dropped about 3 spots. Surely he's had a moment. Oh, maybe I was preempting it.
Maybe.
Battles are coming quick and fast so early on here. They're all getting into their little groups. Oh, a bit of a blink there from Hodgkinson. I've seen a couple of people running this spec-mapped Mustang, and I want to know how this person's made the spec map on this car, because I don't know how they've got this metallic to work so nicely. It gives it just it's like a black base with like a nice teal metallic on it. When it's in the sun, it looks fantastic. See Harris and Kelly still lead the way, with Barbs all over him at the moment. And he is not giving them an inch at this stage in time. He does not want these Corvettes to run away from him. And he keeps putting the pressure onto the back of them at this stage in time. And behind he has Greathead trying to chase him down in his Mustang. He currently has Dean Mackay on the back of him. Oh, so good to get the sound of a V8 on a GT car.
Oh, it's about time.
Oh, Greathead's run it wide though. Here comes Mackay.
Oh, bit of action in the background, sorry.
Oh, that was Hodgkinson.
Dude, that was...
Oh.
Yep.
That car's got
into the wall.
Big damage. You know what? We gave up the V8 sound of the Cadillac for the V8 sound of the Mustang.
Shane Lewis has had a spin as well.
Oh, we'll get that one up on screen too. This is how Hodgkinson lost it. Oh, big wiggle through there. And they just backed it into the wall.
Massive.
It was like one of those Beyblades that used to just explode on impact. He just lost about 4 pieces of his car from one shot.
He did.
We need a nickname for the Stang.
Interesting repair, damage model on that one.
It's got the new damage model. I was only a slow spin there for Nguyen, so.
Yeah, he was lucky to keep it off the wall actually.
Oh, Hodgson's actually towed it back to pits, so. Although I don't think he has to request a tow tonight, just because there is no live RC. You imagine he requests it and someone on the track says hold position, and then they just don't give him the tow for about 5 laps. As Matt Feely's had a moment in the background that Leakey's avoided, and that's another metallic blue Mustang that has ended up in the wall and without a rear wing. That's big damage on a couple of Mustangs early on here in this one. Let's see what's happened here to... We don't even have a nickname for it. We need one. Oh, there's a big slide. You see that there? That was the rear end just catching, and I think if we go on board with him there, that was an issue of the traction control coming on as he came around the corner.
More than likely.
Yep, it was. So he tried to catch it, traction initiated, and then that's what spat him the other way around.
Ooh.
That's one of the biggest issues in this car, is dealing with that. So he now has to trickle his way back to the pit lane. As Harris leads the way to Kelly, to Barber, to Mackay, to Greathead. That's the 5. Houghton, Warboys. As Barber's about to get past Kelly, though, I do apologise. Dodds, Dyke and Clifton make up the 10, and the battle continues on. Barber's got it done down the Mulsanne straight. Kelly's had to back out of it. I reckon he's got to slow down through the entry onto the Mulsanne.
You have to be careful around here for these slowdowns. There's so many places where you can get them. And they pop up everywhere.
I've just noticed Andrew Russell said Mustang doing Mustang things. They must have seen a crowd. I forgot we can just call it the crowd pleaser. That's its nickname already.
Hey,
as
there we go.
Feely's lost it again. I don't know if he even fixed the car and then and came back out again. Jay Stucker saying turn that crap off. Traction control. Yeah. The TC in this car is atrocious. I don't know why he didn't bring it in. His car was cooked at the rear end already. Oh, that was very lucky for Newlands not to hit him, though. Very, very lucky. As we
I wouldn't want to be much closer than that.
I wouldn't want to be either.
Yeah, a bit too close to comfort there.
As Harris tries to pull away here from Barbs at this stage in time. Closest battle on track is this one in behind with Kelly, Mackay and Greathead getting a nice little showcase of the old favourable in the Porsche 992 as well as the Corvette C8 and the Mustang GT3 car as well. So all of them in a nice tight battle here inside the top 5. A couple of Mustangs in the background. I say a couple, it's about 5 in the background. As Josh Houghton is blinking in and out in his BMW. I don't even know where he is at this point. But Dyke, Warboys, Clifton, all in the Stang. And there's Dodds in the Vet. And then Dooley, Edwards and Davis all in the Stang as well. So it looks like the Mustang is the preferred option here tonight.
Yeah, it's interesting. Mustangs have definitely outweighed the other manufacturers here.
On board now with Jake Edwards. He's now making his way past Troy Dooley and looks ahead up towards Harry Dodds up the road from him now. Oh, a little bit of a correction there through the corner. That's Dodds trying to put the pressure on Clifton ahead of him. You can see him now on the outside line up towards the Porsche curves. Can he get this done on the inside line on the track? Will Mick be able to hold him off? Oh, Doddsy. Oh, it's a good move. Very lucky there to pull it up.
It was. Mick would have seen him coming up the inside there and probably, gave him a little bit of room, not not handing it to him, but making sure that they don't touch and take each other out.
Yes, I think let him have it at that point. Better to back out of it now than to end up in the wall.
Yeah, it's a long way to go yet.
That's right. Still.
We're only 7 minutes.
That's exactly right. Only 52 minutes to go. So, plus whatever extra time we may need for a final lap if they don't cross the line right on the 60 minutes. So it's going to be tough for some of these drivers out there. Mackay and Greathead still trying to chase down Kelly, who's now started to break away. Houghton is still struggling with those blinking issues. Cause a big pile up if he's not careful. Daniel Byrne in a nice battle here with Travis Daly a little bit further back as our old mate Greg Leake has had a moment at the final corner as well. And had to fix himself up there. Jay Stucker saying Brock Kelly did get a slowdown. He's live on Twitch yet. I thought as much. There was no reason for him to not only give up the position to Barbs, as that might be another slowdown for running that wide. There was no reason for him to drop that far back down the Mulsanne. He hadn't hit the wall. He wasn't carrying any damage, as Mick Clifton's had a spin as well.
Ooh.
So maybe we just call the Mustang the Beyblade at this point. They're spinning around that much.
There you go.
It's Steven's favourite car, apparently. So, it loves the spin.
Be the crowd pleaser Beyblade.
Oh, yes. In this arena, that is Lamar, as I think Josh King has also copped himself a slowdown. He's having to let Mick Clifton back past him as well.
Yeah, Andrew is saying Mick would be a happy camper. Staying, he definitely would be. Anyone who knows
car spun round in the middle of the first chicane there. That was
Close.
Dooley who was spun round, unfortunately for him. I don't think Stefan is actually racing tonight.
Haven't got your times in, so potentially not.
So that feeling is now in the lane. No, he hasn't even been out on track.
No.
Battles are still fast approaching us. Dyke and Dodds in an intense battle. Mustang versus Corvette in a 1v1 here. I'm surprised there's no Piranha on the side of that Mustang. I thought Infinity Designs and Fishy Motorsports would have been all over that for this race, but apparently not. I don't mind that review though, wherever he's found it. Looks pretty nice. Looks pretty good.
It's nice and bright. Colourful.
Can't miss it on track.
No. I'm all about the bright liveries. They always look good.
Yeah,
or the the black with the bright colours. Similar?
Yeah, I think cars that a lot of people run black base cars, and they don't all look the same, but they don't stand out as much as like a nice bright coloured car or cars that have got nice bright accents on them.
Yeah.
Same with white cars as well. There's always a lot of white cars. There's not a lot of sort of like we'll look at Sean's car for example. Black base, bit of red on there, so it does stand out a bit, but it doesn't. It's not like in your face.
No.
As well. So, which I think is actually why a lot of people like the Vet when it's in its yellow, because it actually stands out on track. You don't really have even like the Iron Lynx as well. Brad is saying that's why I usually have green or yellow. Also, I stand out. I love the green that's on your supercar, Brad. I love that green. That's exceptional. Also helps when you spin a lot.
You spin a lot.
That does help, yes. But like, well, I'm completely understanding that, like, as Greg's looking to get a move done here on Harris. I'll get back to the point I was going to make. Once this battle settles down a little bit here, Barbs is just, he's insane in a GT car sometimes, you know?
He is, isn't he?
And I think now this is proving now that Harris, he was good in qualifying. He was able to get the 35, he was able to get the 55, but he can't consistently run them. You know, he's doing 57s, 58s. All of a sudden he's under pressure. So,
yeah,
you know, it's kind of coming to fruition now that his race pace is not quite up to standard with his quali pace. He's probably running low fuel in quali as well, but he's still incredibly quick to be up there, to be defending against Barbs, who's, well, arguably the defending champion of this GT only series pretty much, alongside Adam Hughes. That, you know, you got some great pace in your car if you're able to do that. You know, you got guys like Greathead, who's been on the podium for GTs before. You got Mackay, who's been on the podium as well.
Yeah.
Blake Warboys, who's an exceptional runner in the supercars, and they're all behind you at the moment and struggling to keep up. So he's got good pace in him. As Wayne Edwards still struggles at the back in his Mustang and is off the track here at the Porsche curbs. So luckily he didn't hit the blue wall of death, but he ended up in the sand pit, unfortunately for him. Phil Weller saying Barbs is a bit of a weapon. He is. He is. But I think that's why they have him in race control. They just keep him in their pocket, you know. Oh, we'll bring out our weapon. Here's Barbs. They keep him cooped up in the safety car, going slow all week, so he can release all that pent-up aggression on track on Friday.
That's it. It would, you know, you see, it would be hard when you're a racer yourself to see everyone racing around and having a good time and going quick, and then you're sitting in pit lane ready to be deployed or, you know, running around the track at 80k an hour.
Oh, I got over not going anywhere with my wheel. I still have a belt-driven wheel, and I'm not gaining anything. I'm not gaining any pace out of it. You know, kind of stagnant. So I'll wait till I get a direct drive and then go racing again. But, you know, if someone's out there and they're able to find pace, they're able to keep consistent pace, and they're racing every week or every couple of days, and they're cooped up in a safety car and race control, then, you know, kind of goes against what you want to be doing on track, but it also then means you have an understanding of how people should actually be driving.
That's right,
You know,
yeah.
and driving clean. Barb's is probably one of the best examples we have for clean driving.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of racecraft, he's probably one of the best racing tools we can have, just based on that, and his pace as well. As Dean Mackay's had a moment, I believe, down at Audi Sport Corner. He's backed it up. Lucky not to hit the wall. But this is what has happened to that Porsche. The only Porsche in the field. Ironic how we have 2 weeks off, Steph, and all of a sudden Porsche Cup is over and done with, and we only have one left. Well, he's on the inside of the Vermilion car. Oh, great head there, and then lost it in the end. So, yeah, quite funny how that works out. You get 2 new cars, and all the Porsches go limping away.
Lucky he was on the he was on the outside then, and not on the inside with that happening. But
very, very lucky.
You do tend to see, you know, whenever there's a new car or, you know, a new car come out, everyone seems to gravitate towards it. I myself, I have been driving the Ferrari since it came out, the latest edition, the 296. I was thinking 488. I was like, nope, that's normal. So I have been driving that for a while. I don't own the Porsche. I skipped the Porsche. Everyone just seems to be in it. In this, but I've changed my ways. I'm going with the flow now, and I'm following the leader.
What you're saying is you're a bandwagoner.
Yeah, I am at the moment.
So you're going for Queensland in the next State of Origin game, are you?
No, that's not gonna happen.
That's what a bandwagon would do, as Greg Barber has now taken the lead of this race. We'll get the replay up and happening for you of how it happened. So it was down here in towards Audi Sport Corner. Got it around the outside of Harris. And then under brakes, took the lead. And looks to go on to another GT victory for himself here tonight in the Mercedes, which still feels weird seeing him in a Merc and not a Porsche. We're used to seeing that happen, but maybe showing that Barbs is able to change his ways means that anyone can change their ways, Steph. Anyone can progress and anyone can evolve, as Harris has now taken back the lead from Barbs whilst we were having that. Replay there, this is how he did it. Oh, they're not making it easy for us at the moment. If Barbs takes the lead again, we're not going back to another replay. So he was
he's looking, he's having a look.
Oh, no, this is on the replay. We've got it now down the Mulsanne up towards the chicane. And you just let it happen down the inside. So they're swapping and changing positions like they're trading Pokemon cards in the schoolyard right now. But
playing with each other at the moment, I think.
Oh, well, yeah, you're 18 or so minutes into the race. You're both in the tow. Harris is probably trying to slow him up so Kelly gets in on the battle too. But they're having a good little fight, and that's what it's all about, having a bit of fun. But this is also them working together to make their way forward, because they're both getting in the tow. One of them's being able to get round, and then also being able to drag the other one forward with him as well, and keeping it to a 1v1 at the front of the field, with Kelly unable to keep up with them at the moment.
If they don't sort of like, you know, battle too much, they will continue to pull away from the field. And I think by them sort of swapping positions as they are, as Barb's have another look down there. No, just put it back in. He's sort of saving fuel as well. You know, you're sort of sitting in behind, you save a bit of fuel, you go out in front, vice versa. So it's a bit of fun. But
I'm just going to test if the share screen works. See if that works. Let's see if it works. We'll see. We'll see if we blink in and out or not. No, just so then it's, you know, you get every angle and stuff, since you don't have SDK just yet as well. Sheefy in the chat saying, let's go Sheefy. Oh wait, wrong race. And saying, good to see the return of the GT3s though. Yeah, it's great to have GTDs/GT3s back on track.
Yeah.
Notorious is saying new Vermilion paint is tough. It does look pretty good, especially on the old Stang. It looks quite nice. I saw someone today actually posted a saw a video posted of a battle of 7 Mustangs in iRacing, and that's how many different Mustangs we now have on the service. The FR500, the GT3, the supercar, and then all the different NASCARs as well.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not liking the shared screen stuff.
Nah.
Not liking it.
Nah.
Need that RAM.
That's
Need
it.
that RAM. I'll fix this up.
My project before next Friday, don't worry. I'm on it.
To get SD
Yeah. I'm on it.
It's not too bad. I think we need a team account for all the co-commentators. And that's what it needs to be. So the broadcasters have their own one, like the producers, and then the co-commentators just share a team one. I think that'll probably help out a little bit, I think.
Out there listening, Steve.
Because I know that Cowie runs it, so that makes it easy on a Wednesday. I know that Steve has it, so you're the only one who needs it at this point.
I mean, I'll have it. I'll get it. Eventually. I'll make it easier on us.
It's like $16 a month. It's not too bad. As the battle continues up the front of the town with Barbs and Harris, everyone else is spread out a little bit now. As Robert Crow is into the pit lane for some reason, possibly incident points. I don't think he's had any actual crashes, but maybe just all off tracks.
Black flag.
Yeah, that'll be what it's for them.
Yeah.
Sheevy saying, don't get sucked in, Steph. I don't have SDK either. Yeah, but it makes their life easier when you do, Sheevy.
It does.
He's in the lane getting or serving his penalty for whatever reason he needs to, whether it was off tracks or... Oh, if it's off tracks and it's a black flag, that's a 40-second stop go, isn't it? Sink is saying he's going to hook you up,
off tracks
Steph.
is... good on you, Sinker.
Off tracks is a stop go, isn't it?
Off tracks is a drive through. Normally, I think.
Maybe he's given up.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Not sure what's happened there.
Maybe he's decided that's enough for him. But fair play, he was struggling. He'll come back next week and have a crack at Watkins, I'm sure. Matt Feely's had a moment in the background. What's he done here? He spun himself around. Oh, that's crabbing hard. What's he done to himself?
Yeah.
So up through Porsche curves, up through the Ford curves, sorry. Oh, big slide.
Oosh.
Oh, big dink into the tyre barrier. That'll be why the front steering's broken and why it's crabbing.
That's hard.
So that front right wheel is not happy. You can see it. It's at angle. Good for a drift, bad for a race. I hope they have unlimited fast repairs. Otherwise, that'll be night done for him as he brings it into the lane. Only 23 minutes
Matt.
in.
Matt there was, not Matt, sorry. Who were we talking about?
Rob.
Rob, he was out of pit lane now.
Okay. So yeah, it must have been a stop go for something then.
Yeah. Maybe unsafe pit entry?
Oh, yeah, maybe actually. He was in there for a minute, so maybe he just did a pit stop. Oh, you know what he might have done? He might have had the sprint set up on. Only 55 litres in the car and then realised he needed to fill it up. That might have been the problem. But he's back out on track, P20 on the road at the moment for Simrings Infinity Motorsport. Used to a car for possibly attempts to launch Incident 6 Hour with yours truly. Whether it's going to happen or not, I don't know. But if we do it, we'll probably be in the vet. I think it looks good. And I think as long as you look good on track, you're having a good time.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you're enjoying yourself.
It doesn't have to always be go for the win. Just have a good time on track. Try and stay clean. I was about to say, Brock Kelly set the fast lap of the race. He's done a 3:56.68, so the first 56 of the race from Brock Kelly up the top end of town, who appears to now be... Oh no, he's still out of the toe actually. He's out of the toe from Harris, so he's done that on pure pace.
That's a very quick lap. If you're not in the toe.
That's a quali lap. That's some of the top 10 did laps slower than that, so that's a good lap from him.
That's incredibly quick.
When
you look at it, when you look at Barbs and Harris have done 57.3 and 57.8 and they're in toes. So.
Although they might be slowing each other up at that.
Yeah.
They've had more lead changes than. Well, I was trying to think of a good band that's changed lead singers a lot, but I couldn't think of one off the top of my head.
Can't think of one. No.
Jamie Dyke had his little off track in his Mustang, trying to chase down Jamie Davis up ahead of him in the Team SRW Motorsports machine. They've got Daniel Byrne to Carlin's Motorsport leading their little battle. What a dominant performance in race number 2 last night by those Carlin's boys. Like, they nearly lapped Ben Faulkner in that race.
Yeah, that was insane.
That was ridiculous.
They were quick.
And for anyone who's unaware, like, Ben Faulkner is a Motorsport Australia driver. Like, he's on the level of Motorsport Australia races in real life. Normally, like, he won the first race by, what, 30 seconds last night?
Something like that. Something like that.
And he nearly got lapped in race 2, all because he started on dries. And then ended up nearly a lap down.
Look, that was not a track you wanted to be on dries. It was actually quite deceiving because it looked dry, but then you get to, I think it was sort of, was it turn 2 to come up over the hill, it was wet, and you got raindrops coming on your windscreen, then you go further around and it's dry, then you come up a bit further and it's wet again. What's going on? Is it wet? Is it dry?
That corner caught a lot of drivers out as well, not only in the race but in practice. I saw Jamie Davis go through there, run it wide into the wall, and then talking about Beyblades, he was like, let's let it rip. Like, he flung that car around. I have a video of it on my phone that my mate sent me who was in the session, and he flung around, and there's a picture of him with the wheels still on their tethers, hanging off the car mid-spin. And I'm like, oh, he's a transformer. Ready to roll.
Oh, Sheepy, yeah. You made a mistake in race 2 starting on dries. I made the mistake on race 1 starting on dries.
I'll tell you what, it's a mistake you'll never make again.
No,
unfortunately for Hodgkinson, though, he's made a mistake and he spun the car around at the first Mulsanne chicane. So gets it going again, but everyone's started to spread out. I think Lamar, although this race is good for a stint practice for some of these drivers, I think unless you are literally as fast as the car with you, Barbs and Harris, for example, you're spread out because this track is about endurance and it's about, staying clean. And the winners of the Le Mans 24-hour are the ones who spend the least amount of time in the pits at the end of the day. So it's not always the outright pace. It's not a track that's like Watkins next week or Belle Isle the week after, where you'll actually get battles on track all throughout the field. Everyone's going to spread out a little bit here tonight. It's going to be, it's a little bit like when we were at Nürburgring last season. It's a track that lends itself well to the longer race. Lends itself well to the 12 or 24-hour because your strategy comes into play, your pit strategy as well. But also, again, your attrition. Actually being able to stay out of the pits is what keeps you on track and at the lead and possibly winning the race. So that's the same with Spa as well. Spa 24 hours, it's another track.
It is. There are definitely endurance tracks, and you can see why. You've got the longer straights around here, and you've got your odd little chicane, or you're sweeping left, you're sweeping right, but predominantly straights. So I think the last time I did an endurance around here, I struggled to keep focus because of all the straights.
Well,
but it's definitely an endurance track.
It's been like Bathurst as well. Bathurst doesn't work for sprint races in real life. You look at the 500 at the start of the year, incredibly boring.
That's not.
Because you get no overtakes. You get some, but you don't get a lot. And everyone spreads out. That's what's so good about both the 12 hours and the 1,000 and the 6 hour is because you get battles throughout the race, but it comes down to the strategy play and actually trying to stay clean for that long. And the best part of the 1,000 is however many safety cars you get plus mixed in the battles at the end. Now, unfortunately, supercars as of late has been really boring because there's not as many racing, there's not as much battles on track, and not nearly as many safety cars as usual. So it
bit follow the leader lately.
Yeah, like the last 5 years of Bathurst haven't been great.
No.
The last great one was probably 2018, I think. So, ironically, it was the last one before anyone in the world had COVID. I don't think anyone had... Oh, no, did anyone have COVID in October of 2019?
I'm not sure.
Maybe not. That might have been December.
It might have started, I'm not sure.
Maybe. But still. It's, 2018 was probably the last, good one. The last great one was probably 2014 when Lost at one. That was the last absolute barn burner.
From the back. Yeah. Last to first. Giddy up.
Best type of race. That's what it is.
That's right.
Oh, we finally have some close battling, Steph. We've got Davis, Daly, and Byrne together. Phenomenal.
It's that's something you could always do around here. Go last to first. It's possible.
I think you could do it in the 24. The 24, you could do it. If you could be clean, you could definitely get a podium, for sure. So I've just seen a chat in from Brad Hayes saying, GPU not up to it. Let's just say it has given me a reason to justify upgrading to a new 4080 Super Low. I just want to confirm this as well, just in case Brad may not understand this. For anyone who may not understand, actually, higher number does not necessarily mean better GPU. Whenever people are upgrading a GPU, it's actually your GPU's capacity that you want to look at, the number of the capacity, not just the number that's next to it. And that's what confuses a lot of people whenever upgrading the GPU is, I'm going to get a 4090 or a 5040 or whatever it is. It doesn't necessarily mean it's better. Mine's an overclocked 2060 or something like that. And it works fine.
Running a 3060 Ti. Yeah, look, my graphics aren't on high. I've got a mix of low, medium, and high, but hey, it works.
But yeah, it's I think Colin Hodgson's had another incident up ahead of this little battle. Yeah, that's he has. That's and Leaky as well. That's one thing to keep in mind whenever you're upgrading PC parts. It's not necessarily. Oh no, that's the one from before. Super Santa in the chat, get in Dodzy. Well, this is Leaky's incident that he had. Is it at the last corner again? Looks like it. It was.
It was.
Yep. Just typical rear engine things. Oh, Dodzy, big slide. Oh, that's a wild moment up through the Ford curves and off the track, and that'll be what the smoke was that we saw.
Yeah.
For that battle.
Lingered quite a bit for that one. After that.
Yeah, I guess whenever you're racing, Andrew, the only thing you need on high is the other cars, and even then you probably only need them on medium. Dodzy had a little incident, but that's to be expected. We always expect. Hey, what are you doing? Oh no, he's in the pits, so we'll see if he actually comes back out on track. But yeah, when you're driving, you do not need everything turned on. Unless you want to go full experience and your PC is able to do it whilst you're driving, then do it. But you don't need it. I have everything turned on because I need it, because it needs the broadcasters to look as good as possible and look as realistic as possible. I did laps around here the other day, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot there's trees at the start of the Mulsanne Straight, because last time I drove here, I had everything turned off. You just completely forget some things are where they are. You know, and
easy to do.
I used to have the Suzuka pit building turned off, and then I turned it back on. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It actually has a pit building. I forgot that looked like that. So, but yeah, it doesn't take away braking markers or anything like that to do that. It makes Daytona feel weird as hell because there's absolutely nothing. You're on a track with fencing. That's it. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I think Daytona's the one you have it turned on for. At least it's big enough that it spreads out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just have low detail crowds. As
If
Edwards
I,
is still struggling in the background as well.
If I'm going to upgrade, I'm upgrading my CPU.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, I think CPU's the thing that always bottlenecks. But also like your CPU cooler as well, because that also obviously affects how your CPU runs.
That's right.
So, you know, next thing I need to do is, if I update my CPU, go to an all-in-one. So then it's water cooled and I don't have to plumb it. It's just already set up, and I just turn it on.
Yep.
You know.
Start basic and build on it.
That's right. Exactly right. And again, that comes down to people getting confused. Like, you look at water-cooled GPUs, there is not a water-cooled GPU that is above a 2080, maybe even a 3000, because it's not the number you worry about, it's the capacity of it and how fast it actually loads. The big numbers are there to get people to buy new ones because they're more expensive, but at the end of the day, the only thing that should be costing us more money is how exceptional this action is on track, with the front end battle of Greg Barber and Daniel Harris still continuing on at the front of the field. We've got a couple little battles in the background. Harris giving a bit of a flash there to Josh King, letting him know that the leaders are coming past. A bit further back, we have a battle between Daniel Byrne and Jamie Dyke starting to come together. Almost a meeting of worlds here. The F3 and 8.6 aficionado against the Supercars aficionado and Jamie Dyke.
There is. It's a bit different, isn't it?
Well, Dyke's just brought it in, actually. I wonder if there is actually limited fuel.
Maybe it wasn't showing limited for me because I'm actually in the session.
That, or it might show limited only for the race.
Possibly. That is possible.
Yeah. Not sure on that one. But I'd say it is still limited, maybe, because you'd have to... I mean, there'd be no strategy involved. You just try and race to the end. You know, you got to put a pit stop in there. Jamie, you know, Sean Bonici's in as well. So it's either drivers are running the sprint set and they've only got half a tank, or they're limited to fuel anyway.
Yeah, from memory, the I mean, I don't know what the fuel consumption's like in the Corvette and stuff like that, but from memory around here, I run the AMG, the Merc, and I think it's about 4 litres a lap.
Yeah, but
over 4 litres.
It should always be an hour stint, no matter what GT car you're in. It should be about an hour. So stints are...
So balances itself out.
Yep. So all GT stints should always be an hour long.
Always be an hour.
GTP should be between 40 and 45 minutes. Same for LMP2 as well. So, yeah.
Might be a cap, yeah.
Because
interesting.
Fuel burn around this place per lap, well, you know, you don't get as many laps in an hour as you do, say, around Phillip Island.
No.
You know, so you're always going to be burning more fuel per lap.
Yeah.
Nürburgring every hour you do, I think, 5 laps in a GT car roughly. So.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. It's one thing I've never raced in.
I've not done the Nürburgring 24 hour.
It's on the list.
I don't know if I want to do it or not.
It's on the list. One day.
I'm sure Apex and Pacific Esports be able to field a car easily for the Nürburgring 24 hour.
Yeah, easy
Just throw 8 people in the car.
We've done Apex alone. It's done 24 hours. That's right. 4 drivers, happy days. 4 or 5 drivers. Pretty good. But good to see this battle up the front though, between Barbs and Harris. It's good to see.
Well, it's given us something to keep an eye on. So they're making it fun for us.
There's not much happening through the field. Come on, guys, give us something.
Everyone's sort of saying the enduro rounds will be unlimited fuel tanks, so I guess full tanks allowed. Maybe, unless they're limited to what they start with, but they have unlimited fill. Possibly, I don't know. But this wouldn't technically be an enduro because it's only an hour long.
Yeah, it's
Because an SRW
it-
Enduro is 80 minutes. So,
interesting.
I've also seen in series information, they had to go single file through the final chicane at Le Mans.
Yeah.
There was no exceptions.
There you go. Going back to that one. Have a look.
Oh, okay, no, I've seen why. They've deliberately done it so they can actually do full fuel runs for the
Yeah.
hour because of the practice for the majors and then also the 6 hour as well.
6 hour.
Yep.
Smart.
So yeah, that explains it then. That keeps us up to date as to why that had occurred.
Maybe should have read that earlier.
I didn't realise it was there.
No, me neither.
I just didn't read. I
That's
just
good.
didn't read the whole thing. I just read the formats and didn't actually read the little blurb at the bottom, which is what drivers should do. Though drivers should read the thing. That's right.
Exactly.
No, that's all good, Andrew. That's all good. No. I'm wrong on that one. No.
Yeah.
No, Stefan's got it right. I'm thinking regular process of SRW. Regular process. Oh, Brock Kelly's just gone into the wall in the background. He's struggling back there, as Harris has just disappeared on the inside of Barber. Oh, Kelly may be distracted by his Twitch chat. I don't know. But yeah, no, that's on me, Andrew. I was wrong. Because regular SRW process is Enduro is 80, normal is 60, Sprint is 20/40, Super Sprint's 20/20/20. But it's different for this because it's a bit of fun at the end of the day. So Matt Feely is still struggling in his Mustang in the background. Apparently, he's had another spin and he's also lost the front end. Really pleasing those crowds out here doing some burnouts for us. Getting all tongue-tied and twisted. I'm that pleased by it.
Oh, goodness. Nothing like a good burnout, eh?
Hey, someone who took my advice and put the right iRacing livery on his car because he has the position number in his window as he's put it into the wall. Let's double check who actually read and followed the advice that I put in. Daniel Harris? Yes, he did it. Brock Kelly? Did he do it? He did. Lewis Greathead did do it. Blake Warboys, have you done it? Yeah, he went into the wall, Andrew, down the straight. I think that's why he has damage. I didn't get a good look at Blake Warboys' car then. He went by too fast. Warboys did do it. Edwards, did he do it?
Yep.
I like how we're just checking this right in the middle of a race. Edwards didn't do it. -5 points.
Not good enough.
Davis, -5 points, didn't do it. Daniel Burns in a Ferrari, doesn't matter. Troy Dooley, did you do it? Oh man, I didn't see it. He went by too fast.
Yep, he's done it.
Not on the
He's in the
windscreen, on the
window.
side window.
Oh, the side, sorry.
Yep,
My
he
mistake.
hasn't done it.
He hasn't done it.
No. The front window's on every car.
Front's on the same,
It's only
yep.
when you have it
It's
on
on the
the certain
side.
car. Daiki has done it. Good job, Daiki. Daly. -5 points, hasn't done it. Has Benici done it? And then the Corvette's on the side of the door. He's done it. That's good. Everyone, we're majority are at full marks at the moment. What about good old Mick? Have you done it, sir? No.
Nah.
Disappointed. Leaky did it though. That's good. I know Robbie did it because I told him to as he's disappeared. Trying to make me look like a liar. Yeah, he did it.
Yep.
Mr. King did do it. So Davis doesn't read apparently, but Mr. King does. Dodd Feely with that lost even more of this car. But at least he has the number board on it. That's what's important.
That's the important
That's
bit.
the important thing. If you have your position
worry.
number on the car.
Don't worry about how many panels you got. As long as you got your number on there, it's alright.
That's right. Dodzy saying, good night learning the car. Very tricky to tweak the vet. Yeah. I find, Dodzy, and I don't know if you feel the same way. I feel it's very tight in how it drives, and it can be quite understeery. You have to try and almost soften the front end a little bit to get it turned in. But once you do that, that's then when the rear starts to be a little more reactive. So you kind of almost have to figure out that balancing act of how you can keep it tight on the road, but have it so it actually turns corners properly as well. Quite interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's how it feels. Actually, you know what? I've just realised why certain drivers are not in the Mustang or the Corvette. Because they can't drive it in the majors. It's not on the majors list. So it's because pre-qual ended on the 4th. Pre-qual ended before the cars came out.
Yeah.
So they could. They're people who are in the Merc, Ferrari, Porsche, BMW, Audi, Lambo.
Makes sense.
Are in the car that they're competing in at the majors. Is it,
The
Stefan?
majors.
Oh. So were people allowed to change after pre-qual? Oh, okay, fair enough. Oh, well, I'll eat my words then. Fair enough then.
Wow.
Oh. I just thought maybe they won't. Maybe they'll save it for the next event, but fair play.
You would have thought being in a pre-qual you'd be locked in. I would have thought.
No, I think they had my thought process of just give people a free change.
Yeah. It's worked.
Oh, it has. It has, but... Oh, not locked into a car until race, only class. Very interesting.
Wow.
Oh,
okay.
that's good actually, because
That's
it means
different.
that if they were to bring out a new BOP, GT3 wasn't BOP'd, so no reason to include not to include. That's fair. That's fair enough then. That's fair enough. I was gonna say, because if you finish pre-qual the week before and all of a sudden there's a new BOP, you get the opportunity to change car if you're not comfortable with the new BOP.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I like
Good way
that.
of doing it.
Well, one thought I had, especially off the back of our Porsche GT series that we were running. Hang on, I got to sneeze. Came at the wrong time. Was when you organise a special event, you have manufacturer tickets. So people pay their entry, but they buy a manufacturer ticket. So you're locked into the car, but there's only so many of the car that can be on track. So Corvette, for example, you'd have 4 tickets. So there can only be 4 Corvettes on track, and it's whoever buys the tickets, and it's first in best dress. So then you're guaranteed to have a spread of GT cars. You have an in-house BOP system, so all the cars are equal. So then no one's lost out on performance. But it means that you're trying to get in on the ticket as soon as possible. There was a series that did that when I used to race on Forza. They used to do that for their series. You'd have to like say the tickets start at 8:30. You have to be on at 8:30 to get the ticket that you want. Otherwise, you miss out, and you then have to try and buy a ticket for another car.
Smart way of doing it. Because you don't want a Porsche versus Ferrari championship.
No, that's right. That's right, and it spreads it all out. You have the self BOP in place, so it's in house. Yeah. Everyone's equal.
Good way of doing it.
You know, that way it's more like a real life racing series. You know, it comes down to the driver and how quick their team is to actually buy them a ticket. You know,
IRacing, take note.
Not even just iRacing, but for leagues out there.
For leagues, yeah.
I think
good.
There was a series that BOP'd based on race results. Yes, that was Ozpass. I raced in there as well.
Okay.
That was Ozpass did that. They BOP'd after every single race based on how fast the cars were. So if there was one car that was dominating, they would actually BOP the car. They basically nerf it if they were absolutely cooking with that car. Yeah, they closed down recently, Ozpass, as Brock Kelly's had an incident. He was trying to come in the lane. What's he done? Has he overcooked the entry? Oh no, he just pulled it up. He couldn't get around the corner maybe.
Yeah.
Or just decided to tow back.
He's left the server as well. So.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah, they would have a rolling BOP, which you could do. Like, my thought process is, if you have a year-long endurance series, say you have an endurance race every 2 months, you redo the BOP prior to the next event, but you buy your tickets at the start of the year. So you have, or what you do is, you run, obviously SLW runs subscription service. You run 2 different subscriptions. You buy a subscription to the race, or you buy a subscription to the calendar year for that series. So that calendar year would include every. So say the race was. We use the example. Say it was $20, and there's 5 races in the year. You either pay the $20 for say the Daytona 24 Hour, or you pay $100 for your car to race in all 5. And that way, if you have paid the bigger price for the full year, you not only are you locked in. If you're doing tickets every single race, you get first preference of the tickets to entice people to want to race all year.
Ah, good way of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would have it set up that way. So then, if you want to say be locked into the Corvette for whatever reason across the whole year, you either pay for just Daytona and hope that you're going to get the opportunity to get the Corvette, or you pay the year and you go into the pool for first preference. And it'll be like a pre-release. So say, what's the date today? The 7th. Say the tickets are going to go pre-release on the 8th, and public's going to be on the 9th. So they go pre-sale, say the 8th at 9 a.m. If you're in the pre-sale list, you can get your tickets early, but once it hits 9 a.m. on the 8th, it's open to everyone, and it's whoever picks up the tickets for the cars.
I like that idea.
Just a good way of not only being fair but also having manufacturer spread.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's good. I like that. I haven't actually heard of that happening, so that's
And it's not like you're not buying the ticket because you paid your race entry. Obviously, you might get like free credits. You put the credit in, and that gets you the car. So you're trading in your credit to get the car, but it's free because you've already paid your race entry.
You've already paid, yeah.
As Barb's is in the lane.
They can back off.
50 minutes in.
A gap was over a second gap. I thought he might have made a mistake, but coming into the lane, potentially he's running out a bit of fuel, potentially, or tyres.
I don't know. He's not quite at the hour mark yet.
No.
I don't know. But yeah, let us know what you think of that idea, guys. Or if you're watching this back and you're in the Discord, let us know in the IMSA Open Chat. Love to hear your ideas about this. This is just stuff that I've been thinking about, and I want to kind of put forward if we do run endurance races next year. This is how we could run it. It keeps it fair to everyone, and it's putting initiative on it as well. So
having a fair spread. Or
exactly
a good
right.
spread.
Exactly right.
There's nothing worse than having all the same manufacturer.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah.
It's...
I mean, it comes down to driver skill, but at the same time, it's not... doesn't make it exciting.
Well, when it's in-house BOP, and you released, say, the BOP the month before the race, when it's in-house BOP, every car's fair. Every car's the same, and you adjust the BOP in between races depending on which cars are doing better than the others. I mean, it could come down to setup, could come down to drivers, but it's going to keep it fair.
It's still, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Something different.
Well, we're getting up towards 5 minutes to go as we currently stand. Daniel Harris leads the way in his Corvette C8 GT3 car ahead of Greg Barber in P2 in the Mercedes. I was about to say the Mustang naturally, but no, Lewis Greathead's in the Mustang GTD in P3. Jake Edwards is P4 ahead of Dean Mackay in P5. Blake Warboys, Jamie Davis, Jamie Dyke, Travis Daly, and Daniel Bird make up the top 10 ahead of Sean Benici, Mick Clifton, Troy Dooley, Shane Newens, Greg Leap, and Robert Crow. They're the last drivers Robert's gone a lap down on the top 6 cars, but he's only a lap down at this point. King, Feely are the last drivers on track still running at the moment. I believe all the cars in behind them are no longer in the running. I believe they're out at this stage. So Hodgson's still in the pits, but he's been in the pits for about 18 minutes instead of just leaving the server. So maybe he has an ambition to get back out on track. I don't know.
He might come out and finish off the last lap. Raid lap potentially.
possibly show off his freshly built or freshly delivered Mustang. That's why he's waiting in the pits. It's not even it's not even getting repaired. They've put the call into the local Ford dealer. Can you get a Mustang down here for me, please? So he can keep cutting laps.
Doesn't actually. Is he in the car?
Technically, he is because he's in pit.
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
Just trying to have a look at his helmet. Yeah, he's in the seat.
Yes, he's in the car, so he's waiting for it to get fixed for whatever reason. So
you never know.
just a nice little Friday night return back to form for us, you know.
Yeah.
Little chat as we show off some new GT cars. I just realised we haven't even gone for a lap with a Mustang.
We haven't.
We'll go on board. We'll go on board with Lewis. We'll sit with him because he probably have about 2 laps left once he. It'll be 1 lap actually, probably when he crosses the line. Harris is in the pit lane, so he did need to pit. Andrew saying he's just waiting for a mate. Must be what it is. I'm waiting for a mate. So on board now with the Mustang of Lewis Greathead. Daniel Harris, the race leader, is in the pit lane. So we'll see if Greg Barber makes it past him or not. Let's enjoy the sounds of this Mustang for a minute here. It is a glorious sounding machine, I must say. As I said, we traded in the Cadillac for the crowd pleaser. And, he's bringing it in? No, he's just trying to sneak us there, trying to pull a little shifty. As I believe Harris has actually come out still P1 on the road. So on board now with Lewis Greathead for a lap. We'll stick with him. We will return once. Oh, actually, no, this is going to be white flag, so we're not going to go away for a minute here. We'll stay with him for this lap and we'll hear the sights and sounds up towards the Porsche curves with the Mustang, and then we'll head back to the leader once that's done. But it is, I would argue this is the best sounding GT car now, Steph. The Merc was good, but this is like just our otherworldly.
Deep grumble.
Oh.
Love a good V8.
It's so good. It's phenomenal.
Sounds better than the supercars.
It does. I've heard the supercars enough. This is a nice difference. It's what I hope the supercars sound like when Gen 3 comes out.
That would be cool.
Oh, even inside the car, it sounds good. Just a good sounding machine. Full noise. I can't repeat that one. Notorious Stig, but I can appreciate it for sure. You know what? Actually, since we're on board with it and we have got the Corvette in here, this sound is going to embody what this car is. Sound warning to anyone. America at its finest. Freedom noises intensify. Exactly right. Oh, it's so good. I saw what it looked like. I'm like, I want this, and I want to drive this, and I want to own it. Hell yeah, brother! It's so good. It's a shame that it drives without a regular setup, or without an actual setup. Like it's a bit loose. It's a tank. I'll say that. It is a boat. It is now.
Call it a boat.
It's the new definition of boat, for sure.
Call it a boat.
It's a lot quieter on that gyro cam than this one. It is exceptional. It comes up towards the corner and through Audi Sport corner as well. Harris leads the race still. He actually gained quite a bit of time for his pit stops. Harry Dodd saying it's a very fast boat. It is. It's a V8 aerodynamic boat. It's a real speed boat out there as he comes through Audi Sport corner in towards him. He looks like he's got this thing absolutely gripped up though. I want Lewis's setup for this car.
Looks like it's dialed in fairly well actually.
It is. It's dialed in very well. Something about those Vermilion boys, they make good setups.
They do.
You know, the Porsche that they had at Sebring was ridiculous. Like they were going through, ironically, the Moore corner at Sebring, just absolutely planted through there. There was just no lift.
Daniel Harris has come up to the last couple of corners here now.
He is. Oh, a bit of a slide though. He's got about 10 seconds to cross the line, otherwise we're going for another lap. I think we are actually going for another lap, ironically.
Might be on for another.
We are. He's going to get the white flag now. He comes across the line with 3 seconds to go. So we've got another lap out of
going
this
again.
one. We are. We're going again. Oh, we can stay with the Mustang then for another lap.
We can.
Appreciate the freedom noises that are on display. Might use it for 780 next year. I mean, before I drove it, I wanted to run it for Watkins. After I've driven it and not having a setup for it, I kind of just want to run the Corvette now because I feel like I'm going to be able to set that up a little bit better than the Mustang. I'll see how it feels after it. It feels better after it. Might be right. I don't know.
We just had the drivers chat there. For Barbs, he thought the race was done.
Oh, Barbs.
Harris was telling him, no, mate, one more to go. Sounds like poor Barbs had the white flag last time.
Well, what we're going to get now is actually the comparison between the V8 of the Merc.
Yeah.
Which sounds good. And then I'll wait till we come out of the chicane for the Freedom V8 of the Mustang. Oh, exceptional. I'm making a Mustang in the podcast.
Why not?
Why not? I made the Corvette one at 3 AM last night. Let's do it a bit earlier tonight.
It's a late one.
Oh yeah, finished it at like 6:30.
Oh wow.
Yep.
That's when I was halfway to work.
Yeah, well, when you don't have daily work, that's what happens, Steph. But 5 hours sleep after that, and I was good as gold.
Yeah.
So, Leakey's had a bit of a moment in the background, but he's still going at this stage as the 6.3 litre Merc versus 5.4 litre Coyote Mustang. It's the battle of Germany versus America right now. They've had previous battles in the past, none that we can directly call out, although Germany did have a nice holiday in France in the early 1900s. But they're doing it once again here. It's the battle of the bulge all over again. We'll see which one's going to come out on top, whether it's going to be Merc Power or pure freedom mile-an-hour eagle screeching V8 grunt from Lewis Greathead, who actually is not running his previous number. He was previously running 098. He's changed that to number 8 now. He's taken Sheafy's number.
He has. Look out, Sheafy.
Yeah, he's stolen your number, mate. He had my number with a 0. He's had my number with a 0 in front of it, and now he's taken Sheafy's number. I don't know what's more egregious, putting a 0 in front of my number or stealing another driver's number on track.
Poor Sheafy.
I know, poor Sheafy. It does
Gotta
look
get
like,
back
though,
on track, Sheafy.
It looks like, though, that Barbs is actually going to be able to outlast him at this stage.
Yeah.
As Harris should be coming up towards the line. He's out of the Ford curves.
Just coming up around the past pit entry there.
Yep, up through the modal section. Round the final chicane he comes. And tonight it is Corvette 1-0 ahead of the Mustang in our little 4-round series to end out the season. We started out here tonight at Le Mans. Harris P1. Barbs is going to come home P2 ahead of the Mustang of Lewis Greathead. I don't think Lewis has a number assigned, so just default it to 8. Yeah, fair enough. Nah, it's fine. He'll probably just have to get it set in the league. I can set it for him. If he is running 098, I can just do that straight up. Dean Mackay's going to come home P4 for TriStar Racing. As he comes round. I think that might be Josh. I think that might be Josh Houghton in the chat. Unfortunate for you tonight, Josh, not to do any better. Jake Edwards is going to come home, round out the top 5 in the Mustang. So, well, we could argue the Mustang is at least 1 and 0.5 below the Vet, because there's more Mustangs in the top 10.
There is.
Although there's more Mustangs on track as well. As Warboys comes home P6, Davis P home P7, Dyke coming home P8, and then Byrne in behind is going to come home P9. Mick Clifton's then going to make up the top 10. Only one Corvette in the top 10 in the end, if Clifton can get this thing home, although he has Daly in behind in another Mustang, and then the next Corvette is Benici in behind him in P12. It's a bit of a spread there for the Corvette sandwich that is filled with Merica V8s and a couple of German and Italian machines. Any chance he can get 12? That would depend if that is already taken in the league. I'd have to check if 12 is taken. If 12's not taken in the league, then he could. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to check it. Dooley comes home P13 ahead of Newens, who's a bit further back in his Beamer. Leakey still coming round, as well as Josh King, Robert Crow a bit further up the road, and then Matt Feely's going to be our final runner here tonight. So only 3 drivers yet to cross the line. Yeah. So yeah, I'll double check that. I'll ask admin if they can send me the registered numbers, and then if he can have 12, I'll give him 12 in the IMSA League. If not, I'll give him 098, which is what he ran last time. So, because no one can have my number. Right? My number is locked out. If I ever want to race, not that it's going to happen, but I asked them, can you just lock my number away in a safe under lock and key?
Oh, that's it.
It's like a retired jersey at the top of the arena.
Yeah, that's it. Never to be run again.
98 untouched. Well, at the moment it's not. I'll say that. At the moment it's not being run. Unfortunately, somehow Robbie, who normally runs 065, didn't get his number. I don't know how. I don't know who has 065, but somehow he didn't get it. Not that I'd like putting a 0 in front of his number on the roof of his car. You'll notice he has no number on the roof of that car because I've only made one. I'm not making multiple Corvettes like I do the supercars.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because it's barely ever going to get run. It'll only ever get run for special events. And we can never guarantee what number we're going to get in a special event. If we sign up with 98, who guarantees we're going to get 98? If we sign up with another number, who guarantees we're going to get it? It's not like a league where you know you're going to get your number.
It depends who gets into the session quicker.
Exactly right.
So,
but that will bring an end to our race here tonight. We'll see if we have anyone coming in for a chat or not. I'm not 100% sure. We got Barb's in there. We got Harris in there as well. Might just drag them both in, actually, have a quick little chat to them about tonight's race, how they felt about it.
Yeah, why not?
Mr. Barber.
I'm not waiting anymore. Oh.
Mr. Harris. Hello. We brought you both in.
Oh, hello. We're having a good old chin wag.
Daniel's left his entry music on, so we had Big Summer Blowout as he came in. But yeah, Barbs, you put one up over the Mustang tonight, but you must be running. Are you running the Merc tomorrow or something for Le Mans?
Yeah, we're running the Merc tomorrow.
Oh, I'm disappointed. It was weird not seeing you in a Porsche.
I know, right? And I was in a practice session earlier today, and who was it? Dean McKay was going quick as in a Porsche, and I'm like, oh, damn it.
Yeah, I couldn't get over. I'm like, oh, you've gone to the other side of Germany for your race tomorrow. Apparently, you've left the Porsche behind. But I mean, at the back end of that one, we're making comparisons to because obviously you and Lewis are having a bit of a battle. We'll drag him in a sec as well once I've got some drivers up on screen. It was you were recreating the Battle of the Bulge, but in Le Mans. It was US versus Germany all over again.
It was actually when Daniel pitted, and I came over the line. I got the white flag next time by the stripe from the spotter.
Yeah.
So I got to the end of the next lap, thought the race was over, and slowed down.
Mm.
And it was actually Daniel that jumped on comms and said it's only white flag. Keep going.
I heard that actually over the over comms.
Yeah,
was
great.
like,
Yeah, I
"Oh,
thought the race was over.
And I was about to cross the line, and I'm thinking, mate, there's one more to go. So I jumped on to help him out. I didn't want him to lose P2.
Well, Daniel, I'm glad all your admin pinging paid off for you. At least you got the race win tonight after hounding us to get your invite sent out to you for the
No,
race.
it wasn't the invite. I just wanted the info on what times, but I do apologize.
No, you're
I
right.
was
You're
a bit
right.
impatient.
That's
But
fine. You're impatient to get a win,
Ah,
apparently.
10-second penalty, I reckon.
Lewis, you let the Freedom side down tonight. You weren't able to beat out the German power on the streets of France.
Yeah, that German power that Greg had was insane on the straights. Jesus.
Well, it gave us a good opportunity because we got to compare the former best sounding GT car to the newest best sounding GT car in the crowd pleaser.
Yeah, it was. It's a handful, put it that way, and the setups needs tweaking. But yeah, it's a fun car to drive. It's a fun sounding car, but yeah, it's a handful at times.
Yeah, I mean, me and Steph spoke about it on the broadcast, and I said quite a lot that the Mustang, if you have a setup on it, that's actually good. It'll be fantastic. But you have to figure out how you're going to be able to get that rear end, kept on the ground without traction control turned on, because the traction control makes it undrivable. When you're mid corner, it decides to cut out. And then for the Vet, it's a very tight car to drive, so you have to be able to soften the front end so it doesn't get understeer. But as soon as you do that, the rear end then becomes unpredictable, like the Mustang. So both of them need work, I think, in terms of a setup, trying to get it all balanced.
Yeah, it was obviously trying to get the new car sort of tweaked and dialed in such a short amount of time for obviously 24-hour at Le Mans tomorrow. So we'll see how we go, but yeah, definitely need to fine tune it a little bit more.
Well, I wasn't even aware that they're actually allowing both cars in the major for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they might just say no, since it came out after prequal ended. But I guess a lot of drivers are going to have some fun in some American cars on track. How was it though, being on track and it not being Porsche Cup cars all over again, with Porsche GTs out on track filling the field with only 2 other variants out there?
Yeah, it was good. It was good to see some of the new ones as well. I think there was quite a lot of Fords out there. The Corvette is actually quite nice to drive. It's very, very different to the Mustang. It's very pointy.
I have to agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very pointy, and it's like both cars. If you can dial it in, you can extract a lot of time out of it. But it's doing that first bit first, actually getting the setup right.
So we spoke about throughout the broadcast, or towards the end, we spoke about possibilities of doing obviously endurance races next year in SRW and trying to actually get the ball rolling on that sort of thing instead of just talking about it and it not happening. We spoke about the possibility of having a ticket system, so then obviously we have a good spread of car manufacturers across the track where you get in early enough, you try and get your ticket, you get your car. From a driver perspective, how do you think you guys would find that to be an option of, you pay a sub to either do the single race, or you pay a yearly sub so you can do all of them. If you're a yearly sub, you get early entry, and it means that you're going to get first pick of what car you want prior to the race happening.
Yeah, that'd make it interesting. It'd also make it interesting if you had to do that before the calendar was out.
It would. So how we kind of worded it was, you'd do it. You'd have to get your car. You do your ticket for your car a month before the race. So you do a race every 2 months. You do your ticket for your car the month before, so you have a month to practice. The cars are in-house BOP'd, and the BOP changes in between races, depending on which, in case the BOP is slightly off, or there's one car that is just dominating every other one. So it stays as fair and consistent as possible. But you can change cars in between races sort of thing, but it means that there's only a certain amount of one car on track instead of, being completely Porsches with 2 other cars out there.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. It'd be the BOP would definitely have to be pretty accurate, just especially with just some tracks being so much more dominant and suited to one car than the other car.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I doubt you'll see any Porsches around Le Mans and top split.
Oh,
over the weekend.
Nah, it'd probably be until
Doesn't make
Watkins
sense.
you'd see them.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden, other races are Porsche Cup.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I believe we have a car. I think one of our GT3s is in Corvette for top split. We've got like four of our cars are in top split.
oh, nice. Yeah,
So-
the Corvette will definitely be pacey. Yeah, Porsche otherwise.
It's got no rear grip anymore from what I've seen.
Well, I was mentioning how from Nürburgring the BMW's finally actually competitive again somewhat. Whether that stays the same or not, I'm not sure. But how was it to be back out there in a strictly GT field? I know Barb's was hungry to get the broadcast happening again. And we're back to straight up GT racing, no prototypes on Friday nights. But how was it? I mean, I guess this track, we mentioned, it lends itself well to the field spreading out, but next week's probably going to be a bit closer with Watkins and then the tracks after that as well. So how was it out there in a strictly GT field once again and actually not having to worry about the traffic coming past you unless you were getting lapped?
I much preferred it. I don't know if I can speak for everyone else, but I much preferred it. I think the standard of racing was also quite a bit higher.
Yeah,
I think
it was nice. Yeah.
I obviously new to the league as well, but I think that kind of thing is more experience from both being lapped and lapping, so you kind of know where to do it, how to do it. But I didn't find any issues this evening.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than, doing your own thing and then getting swiped out by a prototype for no reason.
It hasn't been bad, but then we haven't had many prototypes in our races of late, so it's probably a bit that impacts it a little bit. It was nice to run around with cars of the same type and not have to be looking in your mirrors everywhere looking for a prototype coming through. I tend to think that the multi-class stuff is more suited to a longer race than the 45-minute format anyway. So
Yeah,
I think it's nice to be doing it this way.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Yep.
because you don't see prototype sprint racing. Their sprints are 2 hours long, so
right.
it's like 45 minutes is nothing. That's a stint for them without fuel
A mini enduro.
limitations. So, but no, I think it was good. We had good little battles out there. Obviously, everyone's spread out, but that's always going to happen at Le Mans. I think next week will be better, as I said, because the battle should stay close because it's Watkins. But
And Fuji after that should be good as well.
yeah. So we should have some good battles to come, and I think as well. Do we still have Belle Isle? Oh no, we have Misano. That's right. Yeah, we have Misano. So, no, that'll be good to see how that all plays out. Lewis, we'll start with you, mate. Let us know who helps get you and Vermilion Motorsports out on track. Anyone else you want to give a shout out to as well? And for myself and Steph, congratulations on your P3 here tonight.
Thank you very much. I'd obviously like to thank the guys at Vermilion Motorsports, Race Labs, Burb Designs, Supernova Motorsports, Moza Racing, Hymo Setups, and Vermilion X Coaching.
Very good, mate. Best of luck in the majors tomorrow, and as well as Watkins next week. Hopefully, we'll see you on track again. And
Thank you very much.
hopefully,
Good luck who's doing it.
No worries, and hopefully as well. Either the GTs continue on, or if we were to move to something else, hopefully we'll see you on track with us, whatever it is on Friday nights.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks very much for the broadcast.
Thanks, mate.
Excellent job. As usual.
He was saying as usual as I just cut
As
him
usual,
off.
he cut him off.
That's what he gets for stealing my number. No, that's what he gets for stealing Sheafy's number, I should say. No.
Yeah.
But Barbs, let us know, helps get you and Blackout OPR on track. Anyone else shouldn't give a shout out to as well, mate, and congratulations on your P2. Finally on screen after like 2 or 3 weeks without it.
Yeah. No, it's good. And speaking of stealing numbers, I believe Daniel stole mine, but we won't hold that against him. Thanks to SRW, obviously all the sponsors of SRW and the guys that put the whole league together. Simrigs.com, Palmerston Bakery, Distraction Sim Supply, Shunt Scenery and DSM Painting and Decorating, and Blackout OPR. Thanks to all those boys as well, and good luck everyone over the weekend.
You need to get Stefan worded up on actually getting a livery on his car. He had the CXR livery on his Audi.
Yeah, I don't think he was. He literally was sitting in the race control box and realised that he was in a GT3 car and decided that stuff it. I'm going to do some laps in qualifying.
Fair enough then.
So I don't think he'd planned it.
I don't think so. All right. Well, best of luck in your race tomorrow, mate. I look forward to hearing how it turns out. Hopefully it pans out as well as your Bathurst race a couple of months ago. I heard about you getting your trophy the other day, so hopefully you have another one to put on the shelf as well. But
that Bathurst race, yeah. Right.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
All right, yes, thank you. Very good. And yeah, I'll definitely keep you updated.
No worries, mate. Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
All right, Daniel, let us know who helps get you, and I'm not aware of what your team's called, unfortunately, but let us know who helps get you and your team out on track. Anyone else you give a shout out to as well. And congratulations on not only your first win in SRW, but the first win in the GT Series as it is back on our screens again, and your win at Lemoore here tonight as well.
Yeah, thanks, man. I drive for Fiercely Forward. P1 Docs, Apex Tech Racing. That's about it, really. I don't believe I had anyone really watching this evening. I kind of just jumped in to get a bit of practice for tomorrow, even though I'm in the LMP2. Just a bit of a muck around free series, you know. Yeah. Thanks for the broadcast, guys. Yeah, that's about it.
No worries, mate. Well, thanks for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you next week at Watkins in your Corvette again, or even any other cars. You do get free choice in these next 4 races. Best of luck tomorrow in your endeavours for Lemoore. Hopefully, well, you've gone to the LMP2 yourself. It does rain. You're not going to be in such a bad position as you would be in the GTP.
There's no rain.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
Even better. There you go.
Yeah. Just a straight run around Lemoore for 24 hours then. All right. Well, best of luck tomorrow, mate. Hopefully you guys have a good result out of it, and we'll hopefully see you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Good luck.
All right, Steph, that'll bring an end to our broadcast here tonight. It was good to get some GT racing once again on our screens for SRW TV. If you guys haven't already, please hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon so you are notified anytime we go racing here on SRW TV, including the Tuesday night Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercar Series, the Wednesday night Shannon's Insurance Formula 3 Nationals. If you haven't checked out the race from Wednesday, go and see it. It was absolutely chaotic. The Thursday night Shannon's Insurance Toyota GR86 Nationals, which is also Motorsport Australia official series. Another race you want to check out if you missed it.
Yep.
As well as the Friday night Warren Brown Tools IMSA GTD Series, as well as rounding out a racing week, our Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars Super Sunday / Monday during Scops rounds, which rounds it all out, and we go racing once again the Tuesday after. But for myself, Hamish Munro Stefanie Piccoli alongside, thanks for joining me once again, Steph. Thank you to all of our series sponsors, including our title sponsors, Warren Brown Tools, Shannon's Insurance, NeuroPower, Motorsport Australia, DSL Railway Services, Grim Industries, and Shunt Scenery. And until next time, guys, myself and Sinker will see you Sunday night for the V8 Supercars when we go racing once again. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble